Good afternoon, this is Angela with Parkrose Permaculture. We just finished our tour of the Hulda Kliger Lilac Garden in Woodland, Washington, and now I am stopping at one of my all-time favorite plant nurseries, Tsugawa's, which is in Woodland as well. I hardly ever get up here anymore because it's 40 minutes from my house in Portland, but Tsugawa's is absolutely one of my favorite places to visit, so I thought I would show you around. It's their 40th anniversary. They're a wonderful family-owned nursery just off I-5.
Founded in 1981 by Mabel Kazuko Tsugawa, Tsugawa's nursery is located in the small community of Woodland, Washington. Even though the town may not be that big, Tsugawa's is quite an extensive nursery with large grounds and several hoop houses. The well-organized hoop houses contain various kinds of plants, from annual veggie starts to perennial herbaceous flowering plants, including this large collection of peonies, as well as many shade-loving landscape plants. They have quite a collection of rhododendrons and azaleas. Tucked in the back of the nursery is a small collection of native plants. I was surprised at what a diversity they had for how small this area is. Salal and huckleberry and more. Tsugawa's has the largest stock of tomato seedlings I have seen anywhere, and also has a lot of varieties of peppers and tomatillos, as well as other standard veg crops. Had a nice selection of ornamental grasses and other perennial plants for a flower border or cottage garden bed. I was able to find a new variety of geranium for me, as well as a few other perennials. Tsugawa's has quite a collection of fruit trees and berry bushes and more fruit crops. I know I was able to get a number of unique specialty kinds of fruit here years before I found them in the Portland area, including the improved bush cherries I've had for a few years now. While not quite as extensive as Portland Nursery's massive stock of blueberries, Tsugawa's did have more than a dozen types available of early, mid, and late season blueberries. My dad was particularly interested in the bonsai section. They have a number of already made bonsais, as well as seedlings and starts of trees you can use to create your own bonsai. Because they have a focus on koi ponds at Tsugawa's, they carry quite a selection of water-loving plants, from gunnera to this yellow-eyed grass. A number of these work in a pond situation, but many also will work in a rain garden. The shade house was well organized with a number of fern selections available, but what really caught my eye was the gorgeous, big, healthy-looking wasabi plants they had for sale. I've not seen plants this big and robust anywhere else. Folks often ask me where I got my akebia vines. I got them here at Tsugawa's.
From Woodland, Washington, and Tsugawa's nursery. I hope you enjoyed that tour. My overall thoughts, I hadn't been there in a few years. It was just as beautiful, and the plants were as well cared for as I remembered. They had a pretty diverse stock of perennial fruit crops. In fact, that is the first place I got my Munger black cap raspberry, and also both of my bush cherries before they were legal to get in Oregon. I got all three of those up in Woodland years and years ago. I was a little frustrated with the lack of mask compliance that I saw in most of the employees and a number of the patrons. Tried not to stress about it. I know my kid was a little stressed. Overall, I think if you are looking for a nursery that has bonsai stuff, has pond and water-loving plants, then Tsugawa's is a good bet for you. The vegetable starts were priced comparably to other nurseries in the area, although remember in Washington state you do have to pay a hefty sales tax, and sorry, it's a little windy. Eat my hair here. Washington no longer waives the sales tax for Oregonians. So it used to be I could go up to Tsugawa's and show my Oregon driver's license and they would be able to take off all the tax, and they can't do that now. If you are looking for real true wasabi plants to plant, they had a huge stock of them, and I have not seen them consistently carried elsewhere. Now, wasabi does take special growing requirements. I don't bother to grow it because it's so temperamental, but if you want to try, Tsugawa's had a good, strong, healthy looking stock of it. So my husband is home from work and I'm going to start dinner. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. Let me know also if there are other nurseries you'd like me to visit in the Portland area, and let you know what I think, because I am definitely going to be traveling around. I think I'm going to Scappoose this weekend and we'll be trying another nursery there. So thanks again.